Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of the Reich, Defender of the Fatherland, here to deliver onto your eyes. And here's another exciting Propagandacast. We shall be watching MWgravemouth, MW standing for Most Wanted, a clan fighting for the Americans, fighting for the 1st Armoured Division, opposing Piwavsky of the 2nd Panzer Division. Exciting stuff ahead, and of course again, the developer diary also went out yesterday. Also exciting stuff. We finally got to see true sight in action. We got to see vaulting, and we got to see a lot of stuff like the Elephant tank destroyer, amongst other things. So, all in all, pretty exciting day yesterday. That preview, which again also told about a lot of stuff, including apparently now doctrines will be switched over to something called commanders. You will apparently pick 3 before the fight, and then during the fight you can switch between them, though how that will happen is a lot less unclear. Still sounds rather interesting. First squad out for Piwavsky is a full kind of squad. First out, of course, for Gravemouth is the ubiquitous Rifleman. The GI, General Issue Infantry. We're seeing some engineers sneaking up here on the right hand side. We're seeing some troops sneaking up on the west hand side. And we also saw in that piece of developer diary, we saw the Stuka in action. I think we also saw some penal troops from the Soviets. We saw some grenadiers in greatcoats. We saw a lot of exciting stuff generally. We are seeing points, of course, being secured here. What could Piwavsky be heading towards? Well, he's certainly taking a slightly more conservative stance. Not rushing in here. He's in fact taking the munitions closest to his base. We're seeing some riflemen on the move. Point being secured there. Rifleman might be moving in. Fulton is also moving in. Will Gravemouth react to this, or will he go straight for the fuel point in the hopes of harassing that? Nope. He instead pulls back and into the house. At least initially delaying anyone who decides to move up that the right hand side of the map and causing them some frustration. There. That worked out less well. MG setting up wire going up here, but note he's not just laying wire here by the haystacks, but he's actually sort of going from the fence, basically cutting off all movement towards this area, and in fact also thus funneling towards here. Again, you know, funneling your opponent's movements is also a good thing to do, as the Wehrmacht in particular, if that means funneling them into a heavy machine gun, or at least into a more focused fire from your Volksgrenadiers. The pioneers on the right hand side, though, are weeded out and sent packing back to the fatherland. Volksgrenadiers continue wiring off, and again, a rather extensive wiring job. Bit of work going on here on the left hand side, a bit of harassment, counter-harassment. MG still holding up there. Volksgrenadiers slowly heading over towards here, probably expecting some riflemen. Second squad out for Piwavsky. Note the second unit was the MG. More riflemen out, and we are seeing 3 riflemen, and we are seeing immediately afterwards a grenade for Gravemouth. So clearly he's planning something very aggressive, very bold. Engineers and pioneers fighting over a wooden cart, but the cart is broken, so it's not like it's going to be worth much. And there we go. Riflemen suddenly coming under fire. The Volksgrenadiers fire up here. They do get the drop on the riflemen, ensuring they get a bit of damage in, and the riflemen are pushed away, allowing the Volksgrenadiers to actually follow after them. At the same time, we are seeing riflemen moving up here, and oh dear, the MG42 is not quite pointing here to actually cover this area, I think. Which could actually mean the riflemen could sneak up with a grenade and plop it down their throats. We are seeing the west being largely American by now. Piwavsky's pioneers were pushed back. Volksgrenadiers pushing up here and catching the riflemen out in the open. We are seeing the grenades ready. We are seeing riflemen dropping rather quickly, being rather severely outgunned, and there we go on the run. At the same time, we are seeing the push in here. Note, again, the MG42 couldn't quite cover. Instead, the riflemen do manage to outflank. They do push in. We do see Piwavsky changing the MG, but what he does know, there we go, grenades. Killing 2 MG gunners outright. Will the last one make it? He's running through the ditches, avoiding the road as much as possible. And by a margin, he manages to escape. We're also seeing a second MG42 up for Piwavsky. But definitely a bit of a nasty surprise there sprung upon him with pineapple flavor. Except I don't think grenades have any flavor. Certainly not going to taste that one. So of course the question is, what will Piwavsky do? We saw a nice brutal attack through here, cutting through the center of his forces, in fact, securing right here this point, which is going to deny him access to the munitions. Going in for the other munitions here. I mean, Piwavsky is rather harassed. There we go, Rifleman squad on the run. The Fultons going to quickly push in. They're not killing anyone. Pioneers moving up there with an MG42 to support, although not fully reinforced. Rifleman now fighting against the Fultons, going in for the fuel right there, although hitting a mine in the process. Nicely done there by Gravemouth in mining. He could certainly also consider mining around here. That would be a good idea. But no. And we also see Piwavsky here being rather cautious. He's seen grenades, so he doesn't want to charge in. And of course risk getting one thrown into his path. Rifleman though managed to instead cleanly escape from the Fultons without suffering a single loss, although the Fultons are quick to pursue. Schnell! We must capture the Yankees! And there we go. Fight breaking out. The Riflemen right here, though, are in a lot less of a good position. And there we go. Quickly pushed off. MG42's covering here. And... oh, can't see the flamethrower engineers. In fact, the flamethrower engineers will be able to flank the MG42. Piwavsky not quite having any luck there. And the other MG42 is also exposed. Fultons, though, are rushing in. At the same time, the Pioneers were pushed away from here. Piwavsky is having quite the rough start. We are now seeing a sniper. We finally see the mine here going off. Finally putting a stop to Gravemouth's rather bold adventures. Piwavsky's yet to still connect this. And there we go. Sniper gets Lloyd. Conducting quite the tooth removal. Probably removing much more than just a tooth, though. Securing the fuel point over there. The only thing that Piwavsky so far been able to hold on to is this, which certainly gives him some fuel, but at the same time, I mean, he's not had a lot of munitions compared to Gravemouth, who's also largely been holding most of the resources and most of the map. Now, of course, the question becomes, can Piwavsky make a return? We're seeing a bunker going up for Piwavsky, who's gone for a somewhat heavy tier 1, though again, something that can be used aggressively and defensively, if he so decides. Mine's going there for Gravemouth, good. We're also seeing the supply add up, so he'll probably going for the motor pool next. Trier center up as well, and there we go, the motor pool. And we're of course also seeing infantry doctrine for Gravemouth, since of course it's Rifleman laying down mines.
Germans are seizing territory from us.
Piwavsky trying again. Hopefully he can get some better MG coverage out this time. Sadly, I mean, the MG usage of Piwavsky in this match has been slightly less unfortunate. There's been some nasty gaps which has allowed Gravemouth to rather viciously outmaneuver him. We do see the creek bags going up. This is probably going to be a medic bunker, which is definitely going to be a good choice for poor Piwavsky. We are seeing Rifleman heading up there. Mines down there as well. Really nice mining. He would also consider... yes, he's got it there as well. Lovely. And we see here what could turn out to be a pretty hefty flank against Piwavsky. The question is, of course, will he be ready for it? And we even have one squad here to sort of pull up another part of it. Really vicious stuff going on here. Wire getting cut. Engineers moving in, breaching, Rifleman sneaking in. This is going to be quite the fight. And again, the MG42s are not pointing in the right directions. They're pointing in everywhere where the enemy is coming from. One squad already pushed away. MG bunker managed to sort of alert things here a bit. Mine goes off, killing Rifleman, also suppressing the Fultons, and Years getting stopped right here, but of course there's still the flank moving in there. And this could easily turn ugly for Piwavsky. Sniper caught and forced retreat. Rifleman here pinned. MG42 getting assaulted, almost cleared out. MG42 here needs to quickly move up. And grenade forcing away the MG42, medics moving in, and a full retreat from Piwavsky once more. Losing right here next to his base. This is not good. He could, in fact, also risk this getting cut off again. Sniper though ends up, gets a kill. Avenges somebody, he probably didn't even know. Mine goes off, pinning the Rifleman. And he does buy himself a minor amount of time, but again, mine goes off here, killing one Pioneer, leaving poor Heinz alone, watching the remains of Fritz pack out, of course. I mean, clearly, Piwavsky is not going to take any chances with Gravemouth, since Gravemouth has been holding most of the map, and thus will have more fuel to go for a bit more. And a rifleman lying right next to the mine. There's no mines here. Just move on, Krauts. I am not trying to deceive you with my dying breath. Or something. And there we go. He lied. How rude. A lying American. Anyways. Weapon support sender up for Gravemouth. He's probably going to get a counter sniper to shoot the German one in the face. Grenadiers on the way. Medics on the move. Another mine goes off. Killing and wounding a few more. Piwavsky seems a bit in need of some affirmation from God. Apparently in his cause being right. Apparently the belt buckle saying Gott mit uns is not right enough. Pack here again. A bit limited. It's not going to be able to cover here, and this is a rather exposed outlier. I mean, better positioning would be right around here, in fact. Could cover this area much better, but it could also still turn around here. This is a much more conservative, yet also a lot less useful placement. Right here getting stopped, sniped. Greyhound moving up down the right-hand flank for the first armoured. Pioneers, oh, going to go down. Gute Nacht, Pioniere. Or do they actually make it out of there? Apparently they do. At the same time, though, the armor car is pushing up. We are seeing Grenadiers with a Panzer Schreck. In fact, Piwavsky's got a lot of munitions. He's also gone defensive. But so far, no usage of for the fatherland. But now he can reinforce from his bunkers. And again, a push up here. No mines. In fact, there's actually been very few mines from Piwavsky. I mean, considerably less than there has been from the Americans. Which is actually quite interesting to note.
What are your orders?
You do see the Grenadiers try to hunt down the armored car, but not quite succeeding in the endeavor. Instead, in a crater taking cover as Riven engaged with the MWgravemouth and the M1 carbine, while the Grenadiers fire back in response. Panzer Schreck, oh, wipes out one, and more shots kill the second one. At the same time, MG opens up behind the engineers, but they do manage to render the point neutral. Again, Piwavsky has not got an awful lot of map control. We are seeing the Kampfgruppe sent up veterans one on the way, and a second squad of Grenadiere. Deutsches Infanterie. Pushing up into the center, hoping to at least be a bit aggressive, which could work out well. So interesting enough. Oh, there we go. Sniper actually comes out for Gravemouth. Foot Grenadiers getting caught right here. Rifling the bar, but not the best position. Why? Again, note windows. And it's the guy with the carbine firing. I mean, that's pretty much the worst guy. To a certain extent, I mean, he fires faster, but, you know, he doesn't necessarily do as much damage. So, I mean, he's only really useful up close. And then we're going to be stopping what part, but again, we are seeing a full assault going in here, and we could risk Piwavsky getting pushed off. Grenade on the Grenadiers, killing Franz. Medic bankrupt. Volksgrenadiers is going to need to quickly push back, and we see the Grenadiers being rushed over to the west-hand side as well as a push by Armoured Infantry from the 1st Infantry Division. Armoured Division, I mean, bloody hell. Threatens to collapse. The 2nd Panzer Division's flank, arriving here in the same time in the center, getting suppressed by the MG42. One MG42. Veterancy 2 on the way for the infantry. Piwavsky is quickly pushing up the infantry veterancy ladder. Even trying here to completely eradicate a squad. That would be excellent. That would be excellent. But will he succeed, or will the craters and thus the light cover save them? Down to one man, and that man escapes. And instead they encounter straight into an armored car, 50 caliber and 37mm gun. Robin here getting shot at, sniped, taking heavy casualties. Medics moving in to pick up the wounded. And there we go, squad down. The Grenadiers secure a victory for the fatherland.
Veterancy gained.
Pushing onwards. And for those again wondering why I don't do 2 versus 2s, I mean, there's just not anyone I find interesting. I know it's certain common requests, and I certainly try to sort of fulfill it, but again, most of them just seem to end up in sniper fights, and to me that's anything but fun to watch, and certainly not fun to comment on. I mean, in that sense, you know, yeah. I'll certainly try to see something I find interesting, but the question is, what is? And I do find there's a lot more interesting things than they're going on in the 1 versus 1s. MG42 though firing away. Heavily wounded though. 50 caliber 30mm gun opening up. Snipers sneaking. Mines there as well. And another Pioneer squad completely eradicated. Pioneers in Pioneers 2 will, from what I can see, actually be 4-man squads, although not sure if they'll have MP40s or rifles. Though hopefully they'll be closer to actual Pioneers anyways. And a 3rd squad of Grenadiers. 2nd Panzer Division clearly relying more on infantry, and thus actually Piwavsky will have the infantry advantage against his American opponent, which is something. Question is, of course, how to leverage it. Particularly with that sniper moving about. But Piwavsky does not know of the sniper. He has not fired yet. He's perhaps hoping to catch Piwavsky's sniper. We've seen the armored car though being quite the nuisance. Oh, Greyhound mine! None killed. Oh no! Greyhound mine wiped out the Volksgrenadier squad, and the Grenadiers could go down. Fritz is running and gets cleared out. That was 2 squads wiped out for Piwavsky in the almost in the blink of an eye. It's certainly not helping you, Piwavsky. I mean, you're not really doing too well already, and a Greyhound mine completely mutilating you is definitely not what's going to help. Mine goes off somewhere. Pioneers are getting engaged. Veterans up for the support units. Greyhound mine down so quickly. Piwavsky cancels because he knows if they pop up there, they might get annihilated. And the sniper opens up. Volksgrenadiers heroically sacrificed himself to detonate the mine, or probably more likely we're not told there were mines, and just goes there. You'll get candy. And then afterwards, why? Why did you lie to us, Piwavsky? We thought you were a good commander. Grenadiers still moving in. He's trying to pen it in with Panzerschrecks. Slight problem is there's only one Panzerschreck at the moment. But there we go, connects, but these chaps don't quite have it yet. Volksgrenadiers are surviving despite horrific casualties. 10 kills on the armored car, Raffin pushing up the center. Grenadier squad actually gets reformed.
We're losing territory.
But the Grenadiers continue to get killed. Panzerschreck very close. Will they get the kill? And Gravemouth is wondering why is there no pack, and well, it is there, but again it's not necessarily the best position. And it's only not moving about too much. And we are now seeing 2 snipers out, and that is definitely going to hurt Piwavsky further, because again, the Grenadiers with veterans 2 are much easier targets for a sniper. And now they're 2, of course, they can actually quickly tear through a Grenadier squad. In fact, if Piwavsky is not careful, he could lose 1 squad to 2 volleys from those 2 snipers.
MG crew on me.
Definitely some problems, but I mean, also one thing I noticed in the on the UI from the latest, developer diary, the first one, by the way, there's clearly going to be others, is, well, there's now a sort of little meter to show you what level of veterancy your troops have and how close they are to getting to the next one. I figure that might be of interest to some. Not sure if they'll also detail what the different levels. Oh no, another MG caught off guard, and it's gone. Piwavsky is, well, his men are catching on fire, but he's himself not on fire as such, doing well. I mean, he is just getting pummeled, bludgeoned. And grenades go up, but the Volksgrenadiers managed to dodge it, but he's not doing too well. And now Gravemouth has stolen an MG42. I mean, and there we go, snipers up, getting a Pioneer, mine goes down, veterans free up for the infantry, giving them quite the health boost, making them tougher against BARs. Mine goes off, and we're seeing a Granatenwerfer, the mortar out for Piwavsky, adding some light artillery to his scheme. A unit is lost. Oh dear, looks like he lost another Grenadier squad. And another Panzerschreck. I mean, this is just not going well for Piwavsky. I mean, he's fighting tooth and nail, but it is definitely looking like a losing fight for the 2nd Panzer Division stalled at the second tier with its grenadiers. And another squad on the way. Mortars are firing. Grenadiers are getting pretty much murdered. And the armored cars moving in. Opening up and getting down a Greyhound mine. Oh no! Another squad gone. This Greyhound is a killer. Another squad though gets reformed and another one trained. I mean, this is not good for Piwavsky. But there we go. The armored car, the Greyhound Slayer or Mine Slayer, whatever you'd call it, since it stays for mines, is gone. The Terror is dead. Caused quite a bit of damage to Piwavsky, taking part in pretty much wiping out 2 squads of grenadiers, a squad of Volks grenadiers. I mean, that is
300 points left.
nasty. And without that medic bunker, I'm pretty sure Piwavsky would have been dead much sooner. But again, that is the benefit of the medic bunker. It certainly helps against slightly unfortunate things, in particular against for the Wehrmacht, because they are much more vulnerable to suddenly losing entire squads. In which case, again, the medic bunker serves as a sort of counter to ensure that doesn't completely mess them over. The objective is unsere. And another mine. This time the Grenadier squad survives. He managed to secure the center. He does have the mortar so far, though. The mortar has yet to hit anything. Looks like Piwavsky has managed to stabilize things. We are seeing the third phase on the way. Could mean a Sturm army for Piwavsky, could mean finally breaking out for the infantry fighting. And of course at this stage, I mean, it would have been interesting if Gravemouth, of course, has gone infantry, if he actually just went straight for an all-map howitzer, but instead he's going for a tank depot. But a howitzer pretty much just bombarded Piwavsky, because, I mean, considering how much he moves through here, a howitzer here would pretty much be guaranteed killing a lot. So it's rather interesting. Instead he's going for armor. I'm not going to say that's a bad idea either. A few Shermans could definitely also do the trick, but I mean, again, also artillery, could also help with any packs that appear. Grenadiers here, though, quickly stalled with sniper and rifle fire. It's time to return to Gravemouth. And mine went off just as arrived next to it. Minor engagement over here, Volks Grenadiers. Caught out in the open again, remember, cover is directional. Grenades go off, blowing apart several Volks Grenadiers. The Grenadiers are left to their own devices. More grenades go off and riflemen run straight in. One is killed, the rest are alive. At the same time, engineers stopped up here and stopped rather violently. Tank depot is up. Sniper continues killing. And there we go again, Grenadiers getting killed. Oh, he finally got a sniper. Piwavsky finally got a counter snipe. And the riflemen here are suffering quite viciously to the mortar. And he's going for the left-hand side now, so no on-map howitzer. Definitely. Very close to getting a completely eradicated squad. Only one man makes it out of there, and he leaves behind a Browning automatic, which could be used for the Germans. More mines there again, really nice, aggressive, and, well, more importantly also, consistent mining. We are seeing the Grenadiers, Volks and riflemen here are just getting slaughtered out in the open. They're already badly wounded. The Volks and the more accurate Grenadiers are doing quite a bit of nasty work to them. Of course, Volks did not fight in Normandy, but they can be used to represent any sort of lower quality infantry. Osttruppen, Fortress Grenadiers, replacement infantry from the replacement battalions, or Luftwaffe, Reichsarbeitsdienst, you name it. Of course, they couldn't sort of, fit in all those types of infantry, so I suppose they just went with the Volks Grenadiers to sort of have a I don't know, covering unit.
Point is ours. What say we lock it down?
Mortars, though, are firing as usual. And the MG42 opens up. The Grenadiers probably made it out of there partly because of the crater, but did not last long. Even that cover provides some protection against suppression, but it's not something you should actually hang around in and hope you actually make it out of there. It's basically just for quickly getting out of their inn.
Our front lines are collapsing.
So that needs pointing out, I think. But now we do see the Sturm Army up. An armored car would be good. Stug would also be good. And we are seeing a Sherman out for Gravemouth. Getting some armor for the first Armoured. Moving forwards. There we go. Grenadiers blasted by the high explosive shell of the Sherman, which was a rather low velocity gun. I mean, it wasn't really designed to take on tanks. It was sort of like the early Panzer IV or the Stug of the earlier variant again. Yeah, and it's an infantry support weapon, just like also the current Stug and the later one, of course. But you know, basically there to support infantry, deal with hard points, but also, you know, help with armor. But it's not there specifically designed to deal with armor exclusively, which is a mistake some American players do make. That's not to say it's rubbish against armor, but you know, it's not a goddamn Panther. Grenadiers to hit, caught a grenade to clear out the mess as they retreat. Snipers open up. Sherman is on the move. Armored car quickly moving in. Sniper needs to be careful he doesn't get counter-sniped by Gravemouths. The BAR has not been picked up by Piwavsky. It has not. A shame. Bit of mortar fire here. 7 kills. Doing quite nicely. Another pack out for Piwavsky, adding a bit. Armored car needs to be careful. Get out of the line of fire of that Sherman. There we go, the armored car escapes for now. Piwavsky makes some hurried counter moves, and again he gets stopped by the MG42. Interesting enough, there's been no mortar fire break, and the Sherman charges in. It is also rather catching itself in the line of fire of 2 anti-tank guns. I fear this might be the end. And there we go, this is pretty much the end. Charges out. And out of control, crashes into the Bukage, leaving a burning wreck, a cinder. Looks like the Raven managed to pick up the BAR. Yes, indeed, 3 ones on these chaps. Much more increasing their automatic firepower.
Ready.
8 kills on the mortar. And a retreat from the Grenadiers and the Sniper. And the pack gets uncovered. We see some lighter fighting over here on the left-hand side. I mean, not the right hand. Silly me. And a grenade.
Enemy unit down.
And looks like another unit went down. More mines. MG moves ever closer. Mortar though. Ooh, sets off the mine and kills 2 riflemen outright, I think. Gets more kills. Absolutely great. 10 kills in the mortar. On fire even. Definitely making it a much more expensive venture for Piwavsky. I mean Gravemouth, not Piwavsky. Piwavsky is the one who's getting beaten at the moment. Again, not a lot of territory. Mortar could go down. Do we have supply upgrades? Only 1. He could consider 2. He could also consider medic station to help keep up the pressure. Second armored car on the way. Rifle squad almost wiped out. But of course, Piwavsky is not completely out of the game, because while he's certainly been losing territory and losing men, he has also to a certain extent been able to keep up the drain on Gravemouth as well. I mean, he has been killing squads here and there. He's been killing snipers. And he's knocking out Shermans and armored cars. Plus, of course, the medic bug again has helped keep down total casualties minimal. So that is something to be aware of. Rather than advancing, Grenadiers caught out in the open. Getting blasted out in the open. High explosive shells, strange enough, turning out not to be very good for your health.
Losing ground out there.
Ah, shit! We're drawing fire from their armor! We're back in full fighting straight.
Armored cars fighting.
I got a bad feeling about this guard.
And there we go, second Sherman moving in. Coming a bit under fire though.
Yeah, sniper reporting!
More fire on the Sherman. Not really good movement or maneuvering by Gravemouth in this situation. Taking quite a bit of damage, although he is quick to ensure the engineers are repairing it. And again, I think a howitzer might have been a better choice to try 4 instead of the off-map combat group. Might have delivered some high explosives right down the throat of Piwavsky and the 2nd Panzer Division. That does not quite happen though. Advancing up here, MG though, actually getting a bit overrun. The sniper still proves to be a nuisance. Grenadiers getting shot at. False guns also about 22 for these riflemen. And a bit of artillery. Heavy losses inflicted once more on Piwavsky. I think he lost the Grenadier squad again. I mean, he's just losing them left and right. I mean, certainly the medic station is helping keep down overall casualties down, but even then, some of the Panzer Grenadier companies are going to be a bit depleted after this fight. That's for sure. Mortar firing, though. And we're seeing Nebulers up. Interestingly enough, not seeing a Sturmgeschütz out for Piwavsky. I mean, this would actually have a good chance of surviving. There's only a Sherman to really deal with it. And it would force Gravemouth to sort of divert resources towards something that could deal with it. Mortar. No, cleared out. Tragic. It had gotten 15 kills, so that is pretty nice. Certainly nasty. Losses. And again, charging in a Sherman like that. I don't even think he's saved up for artillery to call in. He gets one of the packs, but there's still the Grenadiers. There's still the Panzer Rex. And Piwavsky can still recruit the pack. I mean, there's some things here that... Oh dear, I don't think the Sherman will make it out. There we go. Out of control. A second Sherman rolls. Lumbering like a beast on fire. Well, soon to be on fire anyways. There we go. Armored cars streak by. And there we go. Nebelwerfer adding into the fun. A barrage launching. Not doing an awful lot of damage. And interesting enough, I mean, so far the defensive doctrine has only really been used to Piwavsky for one single purpose. The bunker right here for repairing it. Well, for basically reinforcing from it and making it a bit tougher. Besides that, I mean, he's not used the defensive doctrine at all. No for the Farland, no radius artillery, no rockets, no flak 88s. I mean, that's quite something.
We can now build heavy flak cannons.
And of course, the question is, would he perhaps not then have been better served with, say, something like Terror, or perhaps Blitzkrieg? Since he's largely not using defensive at all, in particular not one of its cardinal abilities, which, you know, again, most players who do go defensive pretty much use to a very, very large extent. Once more finding himself run off as a force of riflemen stream in. Mine goes off, not killing anyone quite there though.
Attention. The enemy.
And more Grenadiers. I mean, Piwavsky's constantly forced, even with the medic bunker, to sort of replenish them with fresh squads sent in. And the first off-map combat group arrives. Armored car, rifleman, mortar, anti-tank gun. Could prove to be devastating, could prove to be nothing. But would I like to see a bit more artillery from Gravemouth, though, being directed against Piwavsky. I think it's a bit of a shame there's a lot less than what could be. More Panzer Rex. 3 of them, in fact. It's actually quite a considerably heavily equipped unit. Mortar pulls up. Sniper keeps killing. 19 kills. Piwavsky with 20-20. In fact, been on the battlefield most of the fight. So, of course, the domination of Gravemouth by sniper certainly limited the effectiveness of his own sniper. Armored cars pulling up. Riflemen run off. And the armored car is also moving in a bit. Mortar, though, is forced away. Looking a bit more grim for Gravemouth. In fact, he's lost most of the map now. He was not able to really cement things with some proper blows, which is certainly something you have to be careful with as the Wehrmacht. And again, I think some all-metal artillery might have helped in that endeavour. And perhaps a medic station. Both supply upgrades, so that is good. And is again pushing in. Mortar finding away, though so far not really hitting anything. And of course the reason is why, despite this sort of being on the company level, that the Americans only have a 60mm and the Germans have an 80mm war, is basically because the Germans, thanks to capturing Soviet mortars, could actually sort of switch mortars downwards, so that they had heavier mortars on the company level and again heavier on the battalion level. Sniper is dead. Oh, I think the mortar got him. Actually, that's quite nasty. Something else, it perhaps. Armored car could get sticky bombed. Grenadiers getting sniped, and we're actually seeing an LMG going in. That is good. That is actually a bit rare, but not necessarily a bad move. Rifleman continues to fight. We're seeing a second Nebula out. Still no Stug. Of course, now there's less need for it. Still a need for a howitzer for Gravemouth. Grenadiers are advancing, but they are suffering grievously. And have run off before they actually manage to get to use them light machine gun.
Our base is under attack.
Mortar fire directed against the bunker. Nice move there by Gravemouth. Piwavsky can't do much. And of course he's hoping to knock out. Oh, he's calling in artillery, but there was no smoke. Oh, that's a bug. And the medic bunker finally goes down to concerted artillery and mortar efforts. Definitely a blow for Piwavsky. And he is pushing up the right hand side. He's got 4 though, and a squad of full screens, so still he's got the infantry advantage, I think. Nope. Actually, it's equal at the moment.
Supplies secured.
Let's speed things up a bit. Going to be on the longer matches. 2 tank destroyers charging in madly. And sadly, there seems to be absolutely no more harassment over here, despite the fact that this might be a bit more difficult again for Piwavsky to focus on it again, allowing him to focus his forces here. Sticky bomb going on in the armored car. Tank destroyers could charge in, although they're still the packs. Still no greater efforts in dealing with the packs by Gravemouth. And again, if he just did that again with artillery, for example, he would be much better off. But there we go, 1 pack is cleared out. The Panzerkanone is kaput. Tank destroyer has his main gun destroyed. He needs to get away. He's probably going to lose at least 1. Pack also needs to escape. No, the tank destroyer's managed to escape. Going in for the cutoff point. The mortar's not been recruited by Piwavsky. What a shame. Grenadiers are firing away. Firing over the top of a crater, and there we go. Getting the anti-tank gunners. And 2 Nebelwerfers unleash all kinds of hell. Blowing up mines, killing riflemen, almost killing a sniper as well, I imagine. Veterans are free and 29 kills.
We have a lot of incoming fire.
But Piwavsky is... I mean, he's not out of clear, but so is Gravemouth. Neither, I mean, things gone a bit down for Gravemouth again. I think, again, he needed some sort of artillery again to deal with the packs. I mean, they have rather been one of his major issues. They have rather been the things to sort of lock down things. And again, without the packs, I think Piwavsky would be a lot worse off. Grenadiers here, trying to charge in. Not quite equipped for the task, though. Greyhounds and tank destroyers proving a bit more for the light machine gun, despite how much they would like to believe otherwise. Looks like he might be trying to knock out the anti-tank gun tonight. Usage of it to Gravemouth. Another armored car, still no Stugs. Seems quite addicted to those armoured cars. And once more, the Nebelwerfer scream and howl. And directly hit on some of the riflemen, suppressing others, and finishing off the anti-tank gun. And blowing up a garage. Let's speed this up a bit.
The enemy advances.
A longer match. Let us return to Gravemouth. Whoops, keyboard got stuck. My apologies. Volksgunners versus riflemen right here. Volksgunners do have a BAR and they do have health advantages. Though the rifleman could try with a grenade in return. There we go. A bit too far though. Instead they are pushed away through another squad. Also grenadiers with a BAR. Gravemouth is losing the grip on the fight. The question is, what does he intend next? He could easily go for a howitzer now. He even has the command points for it. But he's just floating points. So not entirely sure what he's thinking. A bit hard to divine, I fear. Even as the riflemen take up behind positions behind barbed wire fences and shrubbery in an attempt to oust the Volksgrenadiers. Mortar. Which one? Oh, that one. And again, the Nebelwerfers let loose. All kinds of hell. Firing directly into the center. Doing quite nicely, in fact. And again, what I suspect would happen if Gravemouth was to sort of turn some artillery against Piwavsky. I mean, you could, for example, you know, try and perhaps knock out those Nebelwerfers and probably do alright. Sadly, does not seem to happen. Tank destroyers moving up here. And again, pack opens up. And there's no direct response. Destroyed engine. One down without really doing any damage. Another one also going to go down there. We can call in another one. But again, question is, should he not have wasted those two tank destroyers and instead, you know, and then hoping that another off-map combat group will provide him what he needs, which it largely did. But perhaps instead go for some howitzers and bombard the crap out of Piwavsky. Blast the stuffing out of him. Sadly not. Armor cars still here, both disabled by mortar fire. Or at least slightly disabled. Rather here, not doing too well. Hoping for a victory point, victory perhaps. One armor car down. Second one could soon become a target. Second one kaput. And he seems to have forgotten about Piwavsky's other anti-tank gun. In fact, he might... And also Piwavsky seems to have forgotten about it, but now he's just driving right in front of it. But Gravemouth seems to be enjoying himself. What a game. Tank destroyer though out of control. Gone.
Enemy unit down.
And there we go, finally going for a registered up barrage. And the sniper gets killed on the retreat. Finally, Hank the sniper ace is dead.
William, weapons and ammo. We're losing them as fast as we're getting them.
Oh, mine goes off. They're going to use the advance. Hit a mine as well there. I mean, you can't accuse Gravemouth of not being consistent with his mines. I just wish he'd invested in an all-map howitzer. And there we go, the Nebelwerfers fire again.
We're losing a munitions point.
The MG42 on the right-hand side not doing too well. More sniper fire grenades rushing up awfully quickly, and then of course quickly pushed off. That was a bit weird. But rather looks like Piwavsky has dominance, and he's now going for a Panzer command. The second Panzer is finally getting some Panzers. Bit of mortaring again from someone. Pushing in here. Grenades getting exchanged as usual. Lots of grenades, in fact. Though most of them seem to do pretty much nothing, which is sadly a waste of 75 munitions. And we're seeing grenades here from Piwavsky, hoping, of course, to stop any mines. He's not gotten any minesweepers, actually. That's a bit odd. And actually a bit of a mistake. I think could perhaps even have saved some of his troops if he just had some minesweepers on hand. Rage artillery goes off here again. Pretty much wipes out a rifleman squad. Then here's a pushing up here. Snipers joining in. A solid grenadier advance. Oh, there's still the mortar. So, oh, the mortar gets the sniper. And there's an American sniper out again, sniping the grenadiers. And 2 mortars out, in fact, for Gravemouth.
Losing ground out there.
And another armor car and a tank destroyer. And he's not doing too well. Going in for the... Oh, what are you doing right there, Gravemouth? That was a waste of good men. Quite the back and forth fight. Quite a lot of death.
Front shifting.
Bit of Nebula fire. Looks like he might be rushing into the base, but at the same time, at the very same moment, a Panzer IV rolls up, and he's also in the base. Packs are doing what they can. Sherman out though. The first armor does not quit its task set before it. And the tank destroyer goes down. And the armor car could roll up right in front, or it could be going straight into the Lion's Den, right into the Panzer IV. And there we go. Heinz feeling a bit proud because he shot at it with his pistol. So he has something to write home about his mother. I blew up a pistol with a car with a pistol. And of course his commanding officer adding, no he didn't. Stop lying, Heinz. But a nice flank up here by the Grenadiers and Fultz Grenadiers pushing away. Might have been seeing the 30 caliber being set up. The MD probably being cleared out earlier, so I apologize for that little bit of misdirection. And here, MD though quickly overrun. Sherman in the middle of everything with without proper infantry support, by the way. There's not really a lot of infantry left for Gravemouth to support it with.
Hostiles in the compound. Base is under attack. We are winning this battle.
So that is horrific.
Victory point under siege. The Germans are moving in.
We might be seeing more armor coming out for Piwavsky, coming back with a vengeance. Although a bit late at this stage, I think. And there we go, Sherman moving in, facing off against quite this force. Nebula is adding in for a bit of fun. And there we go, 2nd Panzer IV, veterans 1 up. Mortar gets off a decent kill. But clearly Gravemouth's mortars have not been helping him an awful lot. Grenadier sniped. And main gun destroyed. And we are seeing some artillery going in. Probably going to be a heavy rocket battery. There we go. Seems like a bit of a waste though. Pretty much did nothing except knock up a lot of smoke and dirt. For shame, Piwavsky. For shame. Whoops. We're seeing neither of... Oh, Piwavsky is hitting his own tanks! Piwavsky, what are you up to? You're getting sloppy. But the Panzer Force nonetheless advancing. This Sherman is a wreck. It's on fire, so as to right everything around it, though, so it's certainly not standing out in comparison to its environments. And I mean, Gravemouth's pretty much got nothing left. Panzer Force pulling back. Well, that turned pretty quickly. I wouldn't say quickly. I mean, it's been quite the fight, and certainly took Piwavsky some time. I mean, turning it about. I certainly think that Gravemouth missed some opportunity to rather seal the deal with a howitzer. But something else. Repair bank wrap. More rockets. 44 points left for Piwavsky. Bunker going up there to probably protect against any harassment. Rather getting blasted into the ground. High explosive shells rip their bodies apart. Anti-tank is all that is left. And a few engineers, sniper and a mortar. Armoured cars a wreck. More people sniped. Getting stopped by the 30 caliber, rather desperately manned by a couple of engineers. Picking things up again, but we do see Piwavsky pushing forwards again. Panzer Force getting a bit damaged. Snipers opening up. Wonder what Piwavsky will be going for next. Another Panzer IV veteran C2 for his Panzer Force. But this looks pretty much like game over. Piwavsky definitely has the upper hand. Panzer Force moving in. Another off-map combat group. Clearly that is all Gravemouth is now relying on. Anti-tank and firing away. Tank destroyer pretty much useless now. 30 caliber again. Anti-tank and some riflemen. Grenadier squad gets killed, so that's a minor loss for Piwavsky. But at this stage, I mean, I don't think it's going to result in him losing the battle and then this battle and then having to explain to the Führer. Will probably be very upset if he then proceeds to lose this. Panzer IV on the way, and getting veteran G2. Rifleman squad almost wiped out to a man. Troops getting sniped, getting shot at. Panzer Force pulling back for repairs. Panzer IV almost done, and the MG bunker here stopping any movement right there. Sending in a 30 caliber to take the point. And it's getting sniped at, shot at. And the third Panzer IV rolls up from the 2nd Panzer Division. And there we go, pushing in. And GG well played. GG, a victory for Piwavsky and the 2nd Panzer Division in the face of some strong play by the 1st Armoured, but sadly again, the problem rather was that Gravemouth could not seal the deal. Again, I think he should not have gone for off-map combat groups and all that. He should have probably gone for some howitzers and bombarded Piwavsky. I mean, right here, he was really focusing there, and he was also in for a longer part in Tier 2. Again, that would have made really great for some artillery play. But again, that didn't quite come around. You could also consider the medic station. And perhaps some more Shermans, but overall, fun play, but again, some lacking in sealing the deal. And certainly would have liked some better play in some parts from Piwavsky as well, you know. Perhaps some better munitions usage, but also, you know, perhaps he could have used for the fatherland a bit. That might also have helped him considerably. And also some more mines. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends? And if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own or provide some constructive criticism in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.